Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is James Oboy, and this is BOLA podcast. Thank you for listening. Today, our guest is Emmanuel Mambazi, aka Uncle Emma, aka DJ Ali. Thank you for joining us today.
Okay, thank you for having me on your wonderful platform that you're having, which is so special, Okay, most people don't have platforms like this where they can talk about football or whatever it is, It's a very good start.
Thank you very much for the encouraging words. Today, the theme of the podcast will be Chelsea, and we'll start with interviewing you because you're a Chelsea fan. Isn't that the case?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I'm a diehard Chelsea fan.
Okay, so maybe you can just tell us a little of how you became a Chelsea fan.
Okay. We can go way back. I can say, when is it? 1990 something. Let's just say 1997.
Okay.
First, I saw an FA Cup final game, which was between Chelsea and Aston Villa. Chelsea versus Aston Villa.
Okay.
So by then, too many money of supporters were all over this one, what, and Arsenal. But before that, somehow, I used to support AC Milan. So when I saw the Chelsea team that was there, I saw one or two players that were playing for AC Milan.
Yes.
So I was like, okay, yeah. But I didn't take it that serious. Not until I started playing the game. So when I started playing FIFA, which is the computer game,
yes,
started looking for the teams that were there that I can use for playing. Then I found that the only team that I found that I was familiar with was Chelsea. So I started using Chelsea in the computer game there. From there, and then before I knew it, I was supporting the actual team playing football.
Okay.
From there, I've never looked back up to today where we are.
Well, that's an interesting start to your fanhood. Mm-hmm. What is your favorite moment supporting the club, which can be easy because you had a very successful run recently?
My favorite moment. There are so many of them. But one of them is when we won the Champions League in Munich in 2012.
Okay, why do you pick that one in particular?
Because that game was against all odds. We went to play Bayern Munich in their own backyard at their peak.
Yeah, yes.
They had Iron Robin on this side, Ribery on the other side. And what they didn't have that season was a Ritho striker. But otherwise, it was a complete Bayern. Just one or two things missing. But it was just a serious team Bayern to challenge that time.
Yes.
And we played in their own stadium. Fine.
It was an entertaining match. It was like Bayern had enough chances to win it.
And actually, no one put Chelsea to win that match. Everyone was like, Bayern. And for real, they actually scored first. They scored. And everyone was like, we told you, BOLA now. And the coach for Bayern was thinking the same thing. This game is over. Let me even make a substitution,
He substituted Muller, the goal scorer.
Yeah. And, as it is, that's why we like football. Football is not like a movie. There are moments sometimes, not all the time, but once in a while there are moments
which just
come from nowhere.
And
they last forever. And the game was almost going to finish.
Okay.
Yeah. Drogba equalized, and from there,
the rest is history.
The rest is history.
And it was a very special moment. Yeah. What inspired me to set up this interview, of course, because I love talking football with you, was also the pending departure of Roman Abramovich, who is arguably the most successful football owner in European football, probably in the history of football. So what I'll do is I'll just go through a brief history of his time at Chelsea, and then now we can discuss a bit more Okay, so according to my notes, he bought the club in 2003 for about 140 million pounds. The club is worth over 3 billion, so he's definitely going to make his profit. Some of the trophies, he's had a very successful time since he bought it in 2003. He's won 5 Premier Leagues, 5 FA Cups, 5 League Cups, Carabao Cup, Carling Cup, I don't know what you want to call it, 2 Champions Leagues, 2 Europa Leagues, 2 Community Shields, 1 Club World Cup, 1 UEFA Super Cup. So it's actually been a very successful and special time. So how do you feel about, excluding the outside football stuff which we won't get to because this is a football podcast, but just as an owner, how do you feel about Roman Abramovich?
Okay, for me personally, it's kind of worrying to find someone who likes football the way that man did, or does, should I say does. Obviously up to now he still loves the football. There are a few owners that you can find that are as passionate as that man. Because at the same time, people are saying, no, at Chelsea, they fire managers, whatever it is. But in that same period of time, they were still winning trophies. You fire this one, someone else comes, they win a trophy. You fire this one, you win a trophy.
I've got an interesting stat. Chelsea have had 13 managers in 19 years under Roman Abramovich. You can continue.
That is, you find that out of those 13, most of them have won trophies. For instance, Ancelotti won the Premier League, Conte won the Premier League, Mourinho won, actually just 3 of them.
The winning was consistent.
Yeah, the winning was consistent. And the caretaker also won the Champions League.
That's
Roberto Di Matteo. That is in 2012, yeah. What else? And then we have this guy, what's his name? Thomas Tuchel.
Yes.
He's also in the same. Okay, means had enough time, like we can say 1.5 season. He also just came in. The club had issues there and there. I don't know if it was the manager and the players. They were not kind of gelling together. Okay, the first season was okay for Lampard. There was also an excuse. I don't know if it's an excuse, if it was something whereby Chelsea was bound to buy players. So they were just working with what they had inside internally. And actually that season we didn't even qualify for Europe. So Lampard came in, being a legend. Everyone was thinking, oh yeah. And we started well, playing good football, what. And actually that season we even qualified for Champions League. Yes. No pressure, no buying anything. And we just lost one of the biggest players in the Premier League history, in Eden Hazard. He went for Madrid.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and they achieved something. They qualified for Champions League. The following season, quite alright in the Champions League. We did well. Actually, it was 100% record. We qualified number 1 in the group stage, and we were in the quarter. What was that? Yeah, just after we qualified the group stage, and then we had issues in the Premier League. I don't know if it was behind the scenes where the problems started coming. We couldn't get proper results, and actually Lampard had been given more time than these other managers that have been there. He was given more time to work on his issues, but things couldn't go where they're supposed to go. So the contract was terminated, and for the first time, the owner himself announced the firing of Lampard. Previously, it was just a club statement from the chairman, what those guys were there. But this time around, it was himself. No, he has taken. It hurts my heart to say what. But and then came Thomas Tuchel, who was free, roaming around. He was just being released by PSG. I don't know whatever issues they had internally. He came in and rejuvenated the team, and actually we played well. Went to the quarterfinals. We played against. The round of 16 we played Benfica. Is it Benfica? No, it was we played Porto, FC Porto.
FC Porto.
Yeah, we played FC Porto, and they were playing in Portugal, if you can remember that time, due to COVID.
Yes.
So all the games were taking place in. No, actually, was it? No, it's the semi-finals that were done in Portugal, but I think. Was it the semi-finals or
No, that season, I remember Chelsea played Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid.
There was also FC Porto.
That must have been in the first knockout round. I remember
that's round of 16.
Round of 16. Mm-hmm. That was in the first knockout round.
Yes, quarter-final was Atletico, semi-final Real Madrid. But round of 16 it was FC Porto.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it turned out well. So that's just one of the examples of Chelsea having to make tough decisions, but in the end,
the end result is something.
You champions of Europe.
Yeah, champions of Europe. And you should ask Guardiola how difficult it is to be champions of Europe.
He knows better.
He knows better.
To celebrate Abramovich's time at Chelsea, the exercise I want us to do is I would like us to make a Chelsea 11, an all-time Chelsea Roman Abramovich 11. So first things first is we need to decide what formation are we going to pick, because there have been some popular formations. So I don't know. We have to start with the formation and we'll pick players for each position.
Each position. We can say I could just go 4-3-3. 4-3-3? Yes.
Okay, we've chosen 4-3-3. We'll start with the keeper. Who's the keeper for the Roman Abramovich?
That one is an obvious question. It's an obvious question and an obvious answer.
That's
who else?
Peter
Cech.
Peter Cech.
I don't so far haven't seen anyone who's at that level. Okay, Mendy someday will get there, but Cech was something else in his time.
He was very special. I feel like after he got the injury with the head, I don't know if he was ever as good, but
still,
he was still an amazing keeper.
I remember there were times when we used to rely on the keeper. These guys are not doing well, but the keeper will keep you in the game.
But he's a special. He's a Chelsea legend.
So there at the back.
We start with the left back.
Left back, yeah.
Okay.
Left back is also very easy. We'll give it to Ashley Cole. So far.
Okay.
So far, I haven't found anyone who's as consistent and as good as Ashley Cole.
I feel like he's even becoming underrated because he's arguably the best left back who's actually played in the Premier League.
Yeah, it is. There are a few people that you can put in the same bracket as Ashley Cole. I'm sure even the Ghana fans, the Arsenal fans can tell you about Ashley Cole. But in my opinion, I feel like his peak came to be when he was at Chelsea.
You can debate that because he also was part of the Invincibles.
He was part of the Invincibles. Okay, he was almost at his prime time. He was almost there.
Yes.
But even himself, he was like, he was saying he improved a lot when he was coached by Scolari. Yeah, that's when he started improving what he was when he was at Arsenal.
That was so. You think his prime was actually with Chelsea?
Yeah.
Now we go to left centre back. That's John Terry's position.
I know
that's
John Terry.
It's an obvious one as well. Captain, fantastic captain.
One, defending skills, also leadership skills.
He was a full package.
He was a full package. He had everything. Yeah, everything. Even though today people say, Van Dijk is the greatest, but people should watch nicely the
John Terry.
Not just John Terry. There have been people there. There have been Vidic. There have been what? But you can put John Terry also there in those brackets. Not necessarily the so-called overhyped Van Dijk. Oh, quite right, yes, it's good. But I heard someone saying that he's the greatest defender to play in the Premier League. Do you agree with that?
It's debatable, but of course it's debatable because you can't actually just say for sure because there are defenders like John Terry and company who've done more in the Premier League.
And there's also Vidic.
There's Vidic and Ferdinand as well. So at least it's a debate.
Yeah.
Who's going to be John Terry's partner on right centre back?
Right centre back. Let's see what we have there. It's a tough one. There are a lot of them there. Yeah, I would have said Rudiger. But now I've only seen the best of Rudiger this past 1 year.
Okay.
Before that, it was just an average defender.
You think so?
That, in my opinion, what I was seeing
Before this season? Wasn't he your best centre back last season?
Before Tuchel took over.
Okay.
He was just an average defender. But once Tuchel took over, he went to another level. That's why everyone was like, we get this guy, what?
Rudiger over Carvalho. That's
No. I'm just saying. I'm not choosing Rudiger.
Oh, you're not picking Rudiger.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I could have said Rudiger.
Oh, okay.
But this guy has only showed his best recently.
Okay.
So, for me, there I'll go with Carvalho.
That was statistically that was the best Premier League partnership, because to this day they still have the record for least goals conceded. So statistically that's the best Premier League partnership we've seen.
Right back is also very simple. Okay, when time goes by, only time will tell. James is going to be something else.
Okay.
But for now, I would put Ivanovic.
Ivanovic is
right back.
That's an interesting choice. It's a very interesting choice.
But in due time, you can put James. But so far, we stick to Ivanovic. Ivanovic also did things there on the right back. And actually, we had the problem finding someone there on the right. Okay, we were very comfortable on the left. But the right side, I give it to Ivanovic. He's the one who saved it very well on that side.
I feel like he was a very plain. He didn't do anything flashy, but he got the job done.
He was just a traditional defender.
The traditional defender.
Doing everything the way it's supposed to be, not overdoing things. No. And by then, obviously, the football mostly the way it is today is different from back then. Back then, we used to have just one attacking fullback. You might have someone on the left who's going to be roaming around, or maybe you might have one on the side who's been. But today's football, everyone, the right back and the left back, they all have to be involved. Okay. So it's different from back then. So now we go in the midfield. In the midfield,
we start with defensive, and
defensive
this one
midfield. That one is also very simple.
Is it? Because
okay, there are so many of them. Actually,
it's tough. I feel it's very tough. It's very tough. So I'd like to hear your choice, because it's very tough.
Okay. There are actually just two people there.
Yeah, but just now picking one of them.
The thing is, there's only Makelele and N'Golo Kante. The problem, Makelele never used to have injuries. You can go even 5 seasons without finding him on the bench or injury or whatever it is. But the problem is Kante with injuries. He's got a lot of injuries. So like this season, COVID twice, injuries. You play one game, next game, what, and that's it. So that one I will just give it to Makelele.
The position was called
actually,
the Makelele
even
position.
Today, people say the Makelele role.
The Makelele role.
Have you ever heard the Gerrard role anyway?
No, he made the role his own.
The defensive role his own, yeah. But Kante never get anything away from him. He's also good. On his day, with no injuries, he's also good.
It's also special.
And also, this guy's best years, Matic.
Also at Chelsea. He was actually very good at Chelsea.
There he went. He also said he wanted to win more trophies, so he went to Manchester. Yeah.
And for the two, we'll start with the 8. The 8, I don't know if the number speaks for itself.
The number speaks for itself. That one will give it to Lampard, obviously. Mr. Lampard.
In your opinion, is Lampard the best Chelsea player ever?
Yeah, the numbers. Statistically, yes.
It's hard to argue.
Until someone does what he's done, that's when we can say, okay, yeah. But so far, He is.
Who's going to partner him in the midfield?
Okay, there have been so many good players there in the midfield. Because I remember even at some point, Good Jensen was playing also in the midfield.
Okay.
Also, Damien Duff.
Ben Duff, yes.
Sometimes you play in the wing, but sometimes you come back in the. And we've also had Michael Essien.
Hey, Michael Essien.
Michael Essien was also roaming around. We should have put him in the defensive midfield, but never better than Makerere. Never better than Makerere. We had also Michael Ballack.
Michael Ballack also. I just feel Michael Ballack, the only thing is I feel he came to Chelsea a bit later in his career, so he didn't get the chance to spend. But he had a good season. I remember 2008 when you reached the Champions League final, he even took the penalty responsibility from Lampard, which showed that the team had a lot of faith in him.
Yeah, and what else? In 2009 and 10 when we won the league.
He was part of that team as well.
He was part of that team, yes. He was part of that team. Actually, that team also had a lot of people. There was also Deco.
Oh, Deco. Yeah, it's tough. Yeah. Who are you picking for this position?
Yeah. There. Jesus. That one is tough.
It's tough.
Very tough.
I like seeing you sweat.
Okay, there. I would say there's so many good players. So many of them. So many good players. Okay, that one I would give it to Ballack.
Ballack. No,
reason
yes
is when we had Ballack, Lampard, Makerere, it was very difficult for teams to break down Chelsea. And actually at that time when we had Manchester United at their peak, that was Manchester United at their peak. They were failing to beat Chelsea clearly, like,
except when it really mattered in the final.
Yeah, but they didn't win. Like, okay, it was a tough game, 20 penalties. So obviously it shows you something. So up front,
we'll start with the left wing.
Left wing, that one is easy. Okay, let's start with the right wing.
Okay.
It's easy. I'll give it to Eden Hazard.
The right wing?
The right wing, yes.
He's not going to play on the left to cut in on his right foot?
No, we use he will play on the...
On the right?
On the right wing, yes.
Okay.
On the right wing, so he can cut on the left. That varies. That one is for
no debates. One of the best players in Premier League history. Nothing bad can be said about him. I'm interested who's going to play on your left wing.
By the way, we also had Iron Robin.
Yeah, Iron Robin.
Iron Robin, and that was good by then, even though it wasn't the Ronaldo like that time. Was also very good.
Yes,
dribbling, bringing in crosses when it mattered most. Who else did we have there? Pedro had some good seasons.
I feel like Duff could have also played in the front three.
Yeah, even Duff. So there, it's going to be very difficult. Okay, there we'll put Diego Costa. Yes, Diego Costa.
That's an interesting choice. Diego Costa, that's a very interesting choice.
We'll put him there.
Okay.
On the wing, yeah. Because so far, and then so that it can be easy to find the number 9. The number 9 will only go to one and only Tidia,
the African king.
Yeah. Because I'm very sure the team that we are going to make the all-time 11, Diego Costa should also be there.
You feel he's one of the best signings under Abramovich, huh?
Yeah, even though the media didn't like him in England, they used to criticize him a lot. So, but otherwise, he was a good player. He's a player who just hit the ground running. First game, scored 2 goals against Everton, and the rest was history.
The rest was history.
Yeah. He scored 20 goals in his debut season. Yeah.
Was he when I remember the last season Drogba even though he was older.
Yeah, he came through.
Were they playing together?
No, they never played together. Actually, they were just they were exchanging the numbers. If Drogba is on the bench, Drogba didn't have that much time on the team. He was usually on the bench, and then Diego Costa was the main man in the team.
But how do you feel they would have played together both in their primes, Drogba and Chelsea? Drogba and Costa. Yes.
Okay, the one who I think can adjust was more Costa. Costa can adjust to the system. I remember at some point at the beginning of the season for Conte, he was playing 4-2-4.
Okay.
4-2-4. Whereby there was Oscar, Costa, Hazard, and whoever was there. There were 4 people in the front. So I think Costa could have adjusted. And Drogba played with someone else.
Shevchenko, Torres.
The most successful guy that he's played with was Anelka.
Anelka,
yes.
Nicolas Anelka.
He was actually the top scorer twice.
Yes.
So Drogba could have adjusted, playing number 9 with someone else on the other side. I think that's all.
That's an interesting time. What are your final words for the Roman Abramovich era?
That one. This one that we're going to. Okay, but the thing is, as far as I've heard so far, the arrangement is that the deal has been done. They've made the agreements. Just a matter of the government giving it a go ahead. But so far, it's very difficult to find someone at that caliber. You find someone who loves the club that much, where he even says, okay, all the money will go to charity. How many people can do that?
Very few.
Your own money. If you want, you can just say, gentlemen, me, I don't want.
It's a business.
Close the club if you want.
It's a business.
At some point, I need this money. I put my money in there. It's a business. But for him, as you said, I love the club for the sake of loving it. I will give away whatever is coming in through. It will be very difficult to find. Actually, we won't find another one. So whoever comes through,
all the best to them.
Yeah, all the best. But everyone will be. He's already set the bar where to follow. So I don't think we can find another Abramovich. It's just one in a million.
I agree.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us. In case maybe one of the viewers wanted to get in touch with you, are there any social media sites which people can reach you?
I know mostly me. I'm just on Facebook.
What's your handle on Facebook?
Arinaswe DJ.
That's on Facebook?
Yeah, Arinaswe DJ.
Well, thank you very much for joining us, Mr. Emmanuel. We'll see how the future of Chelsea Football Club will go.
Yeah, some of us, we are looking forward to next season already. Because the season is already done and dusted. Just a format of... actually, Chelsea just need 1 point to qualify for the Champions League next season. So
it's time to plan ahead now.
Time to plan ahead.
If you had one signing, you would love to see Chelsea get one signing. Who would you pick in Europe?
Actually, it's not one that Chelsea need. They need about 2 signings.
But this question is just one signing.
One signing.
Yes.
A creative midfielder.
Anyone in mind?
So far, I don't see anyone who's out there. I haven't given it time to think about anyone who's... But someone who's like Kevin De Bruyne. That caliber. Not exactly, but the mind. Because most of the time this season where we've gotten stuck in the games is where the players can't create. They are not making chances in some games. They are not creating chances in some games. You find that you are passing, you have 90% possession, even 99% possession, but you lose the game. Reason, you're not passing the ball in the right direction. You need someone who can think of a pass that is not there. You create something. Sometimes the game, you can even just, one chance, you create something. The match finishes 1-0. So what Chelsea need right now, what they need what they really need is a creative midfielder.
Creative midfielder.
Yeah.
Let's see if you'll get your creative midfielder. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for listening.
Okay. Thank you so much for having me on your platform, and continue doing your work. Continue doing your work.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes.